right, welcome to another episode of the Correndo Show. I got a very special guest today. I got Victor Romero.
Hello.
And he's gonna tell us a couple of cool stories. And I'm gonna chop it up a bit. We met in college, almost over 10 years ago already.
Yep.
And first hit that like button. Don't forget. Subscribe if you haven't done that yet. We're almost at 500, so keep on the lookout. I'm giving a $20 gift card away, so keep on the lookout for that. And share. That's the most important one, I think. Share so it can spread and we can all grow. And if you guys have a story, just message me. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram at The Correndo Show. And let's get this started, bro. So, man, first things first. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You just had a baby girl,
mm-hmm.
right? What's her name?
Kara.
Kara. And how much did she weigh?
8.4.
8.4, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big baby.
That's a big baby. Small mama, big baby.
Small mama, big baby. She a trooper.
Yep.
Yeah, but everything turned out all right?
Yeah, aside from being in the hospital for like a week.
A week?
It was, yeah.
What was that? Was it natural birth or C-section?
No, it was C-section. Okay. They were trying to induce Ingrid, but because let's say on Friday she had this pain on her side.
Okay.
Or on her left side actually, so she wanted to go get checked out. It was late at night, so they told her it was just because the baby likes being on that side of her stomach, right?
Really?
Okay, but they're like, let's just run some tests. They saw that she didn't have enough fluids in there, so they kept her overnight.
She was dehydrated or
just fluids. Okay. The fluids inside, where the baby, the womb. Yeah, that. And so they kept her overnight. They put IV on her. They tried to see that she retained the fluids. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, it's fine. In the morning, they let her go. But they told her just come back the following day, see how, if you still have enough in there. Okay, so she got picked up by her sister, and because I was working.
Yeah. And
then the following day, I go to work, I pick her up, and I take her to go get the checkup again. So they do all the tests, and she doesn't have enough fluids again. So they're like, yeah, if your water breaks, if you're not here within 15 minutes, it's a risky procedure for the baby. And so they're like, we're just gonna have to induce you.
Yeah.
Okay, so they admitted her. They did the COVID test on her. Since she came out negative, they let me in. But there was like two mothers that came out positive, so they didn't even let the father into the hospital with them. So they had to do it by themselves. And so we started the process Saturday, right? Saturday night. Mm-hmm. They put the IVs, all the other things that they had to get done. They started on Sunday morning, I believe. They started Sunday morning with the inducements. She was hardly progressing, just barely dilated, half an inch, half a centimeter, I believe.
Yeah. And
throughout the first 2 days, they even put the little tube that helps her expand for like 4 centimeters. That helped only until like she went up to 4.5 centimeters, but because of the whole inducing medication that they had, the baby Akara, she her heartbeat was already irregular. It was going from high to low, and you could tell she was stressed out.
Okay.
Which I didn't know that could happen, to a baby that's inside or whatever, right? Anyway, so the fourth day already.
How dilated do you have to be before you can?
10 centimeters.
10 centimeters. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So the fourth day already that happens. So they come the how's she called, I forgot what their name is, but the one in charge tells us, okay, there's two options. We can let you guys rest, start again the inducing process tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because we went to Martin Luther King. They like having natural birth there, so they try to push you as much as you can. And the second option.
Sorry, is it a religious hospital or like? Because you know how some hospitals are like.
Honestly, I don't know. I didn't get it. I didn't ask about that. But they told us that they have the highest natural birth
rate.
Yeah, and in Cali, I believe.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
So they're proud on that.
They were proud. They were trying to push it, but they're like, the baby's already stressed out. We could go into a C-section.
Okay.
They're like, of course, decision's up to you guys. We had already talked about this before she was even conceived. We had cause before we had talked about having a baby. She's all like, if anything happens, if it's between me or the baby, choose a baby. I mean, it's a hard decision, but it's something that you have to like think about.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was a easy decision. Whatever. We told him. Okay. But at that time, they were already getting ready to do the C-section. 3 other mothers come in. They're already dilated enough for them to have birth. So they're like, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to wait. Like, you're going to have to wait. Damn. I'm like, okay. I mean, baby's fine. The other doctors are getting prepared. Like, the anesthesiologists, all those, there were like 10 doctors in there. And so they were preparing the room. But we had to wait for the other 3 mothers to give birth. So they give me the scrubs and everything that they tell me, just put it on. We'll call you when it's ready. When
prepare you for birth.
Yeah. So they took the mother. They took her into the surgical room, and maybe. Oh, that's when I call everybody. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna go into C-section.
Yeah.
I didn't want to tell him because I mean, like, it's a surgery, so you never really know what happens.
Right.
But Ingrid, she wanted everybody to know. Just I'm like, okay, if you want him to know, I'll let him know.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course I was nervous, like everybody gets. And so they call me, hey, Daddy, you're okay to go. So I go. They have her like laying down on the bed, but a whole, like, you could say like a fort kind of blanket on top, like in front of her.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be able to see, or she wouldn't be able to see. And all we hear is the doctors working, the little beeping sounds from the monitors, the anesthesiologist right next to her, keeping track of the anesthesia and all that stuff. And
so you were there to witness the whole surgery?
Yeah. Right, except I couldn't see inside.
Oh, well, yeah,
which I'm more like, I wanted to, but at the same time I didn't want to.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whatever, it is what it is. And because I'm just curious like that, because I wanted to see like what they did, what they cut up and all that stuff.
And she just passed out from the anesthesia, right?
No, she was awake.
Wait, so when they do C-section, you're fully awake?
With the epidural? She was awake. They didn't.
Holy shit! I didn't know this. I always thought they put her to sleep.
No, yeah, they.
God.
And unfortunately for her, the anesthesia wears off like quickly. So she started feeling the pain. She told the anesthesiologist they pumped it up again.
Yeah.
And she felt the last part of it, right? And all of a sudden, we hear one of the doctors say, "Oh my God, look at that hair." She had a lot of hair in her head, right? Which it happens, but I mean, you know how babies always come up with like very yeah. So they were amazed by that. I'm like, okay.
So she had a full set of hair.
And then Ingrid's like, why isn't she crying?
Oh.
And right when she said that, she starts crying.
Oh, okay.
Like, and she just feels relieved, right?
Yeah.
So they clean her up a bit. They tell me, okay, you can't come up until we call you. So they took her to a little bassinet they have, right, with the UV light and everything. and they cleaned her up a bit. That's when they called me. I went up. I cut what was left of the umbilical cord they had.
Yeah.
And then okay, they tell me, write this down. We're gonna weigh the baby and measure her. Okay. So I take the weight of the baby. They measure her. I write it down. I think she was like 20 centimeters long or 19. I forgot the number. I have it written down somewhere on there.
So they measure.
Was it?
They measure centimeters or in inches?
I don't remember. I mean, I have it. I'm pretty sure I have it written down here. But
I'm telling you, man, you need more brew.
I probably
The
do.
more you drink, the better the memory. I learned that. And by the way, today's choice is again from Ace Ciders, but this time I'm trying a pear beer, really good. Victor, he's trying the banana beer.
And the pineapple one, apparently he wants me to get me a fruit or something.
Yeah. We support him, bro.
Yep.
This how my method of getting my fruits and vegetables.
Right. Anyways, yeah. So I write it down because they don't always take note of it, I guess, or there's different paperwork that they have to fill out. And she was born at my favorite time. Since I'm used to military time, it was 22:22, which is 10:22.
Alright.
For some reason, I have no idea why. I've always liked that time since as far as I could remember. I don't know why, but she was born at that time. I'm like, all right, cool.
You're manifesting it, man.
Yeah, pretty much, right? And so we go back to our room, right? And because she felt the last of the surgery, she had high fevers. So instead of releasing us, what was it, like 2 days later, they released us 3 days later, just because they wanted to make sure that she was fine, no infection and all that stuff, right? And yeah, it was tough. She's all like, she kept trying, and it just got to her mentally. It's like exhausting.
Yeah.
She's all like, why can't I do it? You know, as a father, you can't really do nothing but just watch and be there with her.
Yeah.
And
that's just the worst feeling, man. Like,
yeah, like you're helpless.
Yeah.
And the doctor was there when she had that little breakdown too, so she kind of helped out. Well, she stayed behind, you know. She just let us had our space.
Okay.
But when she saw that, like, she could have helped, like, she kind of like comforted her too.
What kind of words did she say?
She's not like, it was kind of like, I know it's tough. I know it's having been here 4 days already is just mentally draining. So she was pretty much just being compassionate with her, understanding how she felt. And yeah, we had like a lot of doctors going in and out. And so when we got back to the room, that happened. The other doctor took notes of, okay, she's all like, since we had 4 birds, I don't remember the details. So she asked me how much did she weigh, how much, you know. That's why she asked.
So it was really up to you. Yeah, you could if you wanted to, you could have broken the World Guinness records, bro.
I'm pretty sure, unless they actually like wrote it down. Yeah, and so they asked me. I told him. Then the following day, 2 days later, the following day.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
It's all good. The one that prepares the birth certificates, she called. She's like, "Oh, I can't come in today, but I mean, can we do it tomorrow?" Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can. It was all done through the phone. They because they had told my cousin that had her baby maybe like a little over 6 months before Akara was born. They told her that they could only allow 3 names per child, right? And we actually wanted to give her a first name, middle name, last name, and the maidens, which is Ingrid's last name.
Like they do in Mexico, because
Yeah.
Mexico you can do foreign names.
Yeah.
Right.
So they told her that. My brother had told him that too. I forgot who told him. So I looked it up online, and apparently there's the only law they prohibit against names are punctuations, like hyphens, periods, even the accents. You can't have those on names. Nothing vulgar or offensive. That's it. No limit on the names. So when she calls, she tells her, oh, what's her first name? Akiara. What's her second name? Arity. Oh no, they actually asked her if she gonna have a middle name. Oh, yeah, Arity. Okay, spell it. She spelled it. Then they asked about the last name. She's like Romero Lopez. Okay. They just put Romero Lopez on that last one.
With a hyphen or?
No, without the hyphen.
Okay.
But they didn't tell us anything. Like, no, you can't do that. I guess it was just a person.
But is the L lowercase in the last name? Like,
No,
is it
it's
just one name. Like.
No, it's separate.
Oh really?
But I'm assuming, you know how it's with boxes. On the last box where it says last name, they just put Romero space Lopez instead of Romero and then another one that has the maiden name. Yeah, and yeah, they didn't give us any problems with it.
Interesting.
And then they ask us, hey, how come they let you guys and didn't let us? And they're like, I don't know, we just
you slipped them a $20 right there.
right. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. And how'd you guys come up with your kid's name?
I've always liked the Japanese culture. I have some Japanese blood in me too. I think with my great grandmother or great grandmother that was Japanese.
Okay.
I didn't know this until like maybe 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
And so yeah, I've always liked the Japanese culture. So I'm like, let me look for some names. Ingrid was on board as long as she liked it.
So I'm gonna call you Victor Son from now on.
Yeah, pretty much Victor Son. Yeah. So we looked it up. I wanted a strong name because I knew that baby was gonna be, before she was even born, I knew she was gonna be something. She was gonna be a strong person.
Sure.
And I didn't like any names that symbolize strength. Japanese, German, English. I did not like any. So I'm like, okay, this is tougher than I thought. I asked my sister. No, actually, I didn't ask my sister. She just asked, "Oh, have you picked out a name yet?" Because we had the gender reveal.
Yeah.
And she's like, if she has a name, it's even better. Oh, actually, no, for the baby shower. And I told her, no, I'm looking for one, but I want a powerful name.
Yeah.
I want something that, And she starts looking it up. I'm still looking too, and then she's all like, Akiara Arity. She's all like, one of them symbolizes bright person. I took it as in smart. And then the other one symbolizes a special one. Right? I'm like, okay, I like it. Alright. I told Ingrid, she liked it. Everybody else that heard it from both of our families liked it. So I'm like, we don't have to convince anybody. Her mom didn't want any Japanese name, to be honest. She didn't, and I'm like,
you're like, I'm Japanese.
She wanted to put some names on the baby, and I'm like, I don't like him. I don't like him. And yeah. So that's how we picked out the name, thanks to my sister.